All right. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff, heading on to my appointment. It's 9:13. Got to be there by 9:30. I'll be there shortly. Ain't gonna take that long to get there and stuff. Be there by 9:28. Normally I like to be there a little bit earlier than that, but got going a little bit later. So, return on investment. It's so many different ways to look at that. Most people are looking at it as just, I spent $4,000 to get in the business. Have I made at least $4,001? That's the question, And also, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the notification bell. Also, if you want to get more direct help from me, you can join the Party People crew. Hit the join button down there next to the subscribe button, and we'll help you out and make sure you get going and moving in the right direction with this business. So I look at return on investment, not just the money that I spent, or I don't look at the investment, not just the money that I spent to get in, but the time that I'm spending in the business to learn more about any business. And what I'm seeing is that a lot of people have spent money and then they're spending a lot of physical time. Like, I'm gonna overtrain myself, and for some people it's not working. It's not working because there's a level of fear that seems to be increasing with a lot of the training that people are taking. And it's not that the trainers are trying to scare you or trying to teach you stuff in a way like it's gonna, if you don't do this right, it's gonna get you. But what I'm seeing is that it's the overwhelming, or they're being overwhelmed by information. It's so much to try to consume, so much to try to remember, or you feel you need to consume it and remember it. So therefore it's overwhelming you. And what I've learned is that some people just aren't built to take on that amount of data and process it and store it. So when that happens, it's overwhelming to them, and then they freeze up and they become very fearful, or even just slightly fearful. And when an opportunity comes, they don't want to hop on it. They start overanalyzing it and start worrying about how many pages, how long is this going to take? What if they ask me a question? What if they're late? What if they get me the document? You start worrying about all of that stuff. And then you got all of that running through your mind. And yes, it can take longer. Yes, you can have a lot of pages. Yes, they can get you the docs late. And I've shared that with y'all. So if you've been looking at my channel, you should already know that every single one of those things can and will happen throughout the course of your notary career. Okay, so let's just get that down packed. That is something that can and will happen. So that when it will happen, how, we don't know, but it will. So you're somewhat aware that it will happen. All you got to do is be ready to do your notarization part. That's the key thing. But because of that fear, because of that overwhelmingness of all of this information you're consuming, for some of you, it's just too much. And then you're sitting here processing it after the Zooms, after the in-person meetings, after the conferences, and you're sitting here trying to process this stuff. But then you're also trying to figure out, well, how can I pay for this thing that was being told to me that I can buy, that I can make more money with? But then if I buy that, now that's more information that I got to consume and try to remember and try to put together. And then naturally, I'm not an organized person. Naturally, I'm not really that good at retaining information. And it takes me 5 and 6 times to comprehend stuff, and 7 or 8 times of doing it before it clicks in. And I draw blanks. I get nervous. All of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, you just need to get out there. And what I'm learning and seeing personally from other notaries, especially those who are my channel members, the ones who are just going out there and doing the work, and they've like, you know what, I can't take any more training. I just need to get out there and do it. And they'll just take the order. They'll just do it. They're just like, you know, I'm gonna just give it a shot. Okay, yeah, I gotta go drive an hour. And then they'll call me and be like, Griff, this wasn't that bad. Griff, it was way easier than I thought. Griff, yeah, you know what? That issue that I thought that me and you talked about, it came up, but I was able to handle it. What I've learned, if you really want to see a return on your investment, what I've learned is that when people get out there and do the work and put in the effort and everything, that's when you start seeing your return on investment. You getting a return on investment isn't a 1, 2, 3 thing. Like, I took your course and then I got an order and now I'm making $5,000 a month. No, it can take some time. And as long as you're willing to put in the effort and the hard work, it will come. But what's slowing a lot of people up is that you're overwhelmed with information and you're trying to be perfect. And a lot of times trainers come across as perfect because some people think that if I show you, you know, if you see my flaws, then you won't think that I'm good enough to teach you. I tell y'all my flaws. I tell you when I made mistakes. I have no issues with that because it's a part of life. But through it all, if you realize the one thing that I'm doing is I'm out there working, I'm out there doing it. I'm taking on the challenge when the opportunity comes. And yes, I get orders that are challenging. I get in the situations that are very, very frustrating, but I give it a shot anyway. And I learn from it. And there are people, you know, and the crazy part is that most of the people who contact me say, well, you know, I'm a hands-on learner. I learn by hands-on. I learn by hands-on. I learn by hands-on. That's what a lot of people keep saying. I learn by hands-on. But yet you're not going out there and taking the orders. When the opportunity comes, it's like, well, I don't know about that. I don't know. And then I get phone calls. So tell me everything I need to know about this order. Okay, this company, is this company good? Will they pay? Do they show up? You know, and you want to know all of this detailed information before accepting the order. And then when you go to, it's gone. You're making excuses. See, a lot of you not getting a return on your investment because you're making excuses not to take the order. You're second guessing yourself. You realize, for some of you, just being honest, that you're in over your head, that you don't have a passion for this, that in order to really do this ain't the level of effort you don't want to do. You don't want to work direct. You don't want to work with signing companies. You don't even want to fathom the thought of making less than $150 to do an order. So you're like, man, bump this. I don't want this. And then you're doing things sometimes as to cause you not to get a return on your investment because you're doing things to cause yourself not to make money. You're finding reasons and excuses not to take the orders when they're given to you. And I get it. Some of them are way over yonder. I get that. I honestly do. I get that. But at the same time, at some point, you got to go out there and do it. And the way I looked at it is, in the beginning, even though I was working when I first started, the way I looked at this was, I'm going to look at this as if this is the only thing that I got. And in order for me to take care of my family, I got to get out here and work. And guess what? That's what I've been doing. I did it when I had a job, and I'm doing it now. And that's how I got my return on investment, by getting out there and working. Because I realized fairly quickly, I can only sit in but so many Zooms. I realized fairly quickly, I can only go to so many conferences and meetups and stuff. I need to get out there and do the work. And when you go out there and do the work, that's how you get your return on investment. Now, some people have taken training and it's benefited them. It worked for them and it's like, boom. Then others, it hasn't. So now what? You got to make a change. You got to make an adjustment. You got to say, you know what? I need to do something different in order to see a return on investment. And now you got to define that. You got to ask yourself, okay, what is that change? If you had a business coach, you had a mentor, they would sit down with you and say, okay, what are you doing to pull in the money that you're supposed to have? Well, I'm taking this training, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Okay, why aren't you out there doing it? Because that's the first thing you're going to always be asked by these coaches and mentors and stuff. And I ask people all the time, what are you doing? Why aren't you taking the order? What restrictions do you have? And the other thing that's really messing people up, a lot of you gotten in this business, spent money to get in this business, and you got too much other stuff going on. And you can't really do the business because you're working, soccer with the kids, taking care of people in your family, like I was doing. You got issues at home that you're dealing with. All these other things. And you're not seeing a return on your investment. And when the time comes, it's like, man, I'm tired. I done worked all day. But you got a chance to make some money. I was hoping that I was hoping the order would be sooner, or how much weekend work. I mean, all of this here is on people's minds. And you're going to have to make some adjustments and changes. You may even have to pause doing the business until you get some things cleared up. Until you really, really get some things cleared up so you can go out here and do it. And then you can start seeing a return on your investment. It's no one's responsibility to help you get a return on your investment. All people can do is just share with you information, and then whether you do it or not is up to you. But if you came in this business and you already had a plate full of stuff that you was doing, and then you tried to slide one more piece of chicken wing on there, one more, some more of that little turnip salad. I mean, turnip green, collard greens and stuff, and some turnip greens, which I ain't had them in a while. I need to get some. I like them turnip greens. I like them both. And you're trying to add one more thing on your plate. And now you're like, I don't see a return on investment. And what happens is some of the people, and this is even happening with some of these trainers, they then say, I need to do something to make money. Oh, I'll train people. And this is why I say, if that individual couldn't train, make the money doing the notary, or why did you stop or doing notary? Why did you switch over to training? Because it's hard to train and do notary full time. It is hard. It is very hard. And I've tried it. It is hard. It is very hard to do that. Why did you switch over to just training people now? And more than likely because they feel that's a better return on their investment. So you said training people is better for you financially. Well, what does that do for me? Because you're training me to do something that you said wasn't a good financial investment for you. Why wasn't it? And I will tell you that some of these people is because they got too much stuff going on. The trainer got a lot of stuff going on. The trainer don't want to leave their job. They got good benefits and they're about 2 minutes away from retirement and things of that nature. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I fully support that. But they wasn't able to be successful in this business. They struggled. So they said, I'm going to switch over to training. And that's why you have this big influx. And now you're spending more money with the new kid on the block, the new trainer that's popped up. And again, when are you going to get out there and do the work? That's really what this boils down to. When you going to get out there? I'm out here. Y'all see me. I'm telling y'all, I think this month I did 70 something. I know I did over 70. I know I believe I'm fully confident I did over 70. I think I did over 30 in the first 15 days of the month. So I think by this past weekend, which was like the 27, 28, I had 66. So there's a chance that I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be at about maybe 74 to 77. And yes, each area is different. But my question is this, as I close this video out of all this training that you've done, have you seen an increase in your business? Out of all of the new stuff that you're implementing, whether it's, for some, you're doing loan closings for the first time. Some you're doing apostilles. Then some of y'all are bringing in the more general notary work. And then some of you are bringing in the estate planning. And you're taking training. My question is, because of all of this investment that you've done, have you seen an increase in business? And if you haven't, why? What is prohibiting you from seeing an increase in your business? That's the question. That is the question. You got to ask yourself, what is the question? Why am I not seeing an increase in business? And you have to figure that out and make the necessary adjustments so you can start getting an increase in business. That's what you're going to have to do. So, okay, I can park right here. So y'all have a good one. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know. Have you seen an increase in your business? Do you feel you gotten a return on your investment? And what type of adjustments are you making or you feel you need to make in order to get that? And probably on Fritter Friday, I will, if y'all somebody remind me, I'll talk about it on Fritter Friday, the things that I've had to do in order to make the necessary adjustments for myself, to keep money flowing in. Some of it is non-notary related. Some of it's, a lot of it, of course, is notary related. But that's where we're at, people. And at the end of the day, this is still a business that you can do. You have all the ability and the skill set and the mindset to do this. You just got to get out there and do it and get over yourself and get over your fear. Stop being perfect. And sometimes you might need to back down from just consuming so much of this information, of trying to understand every aspect of these loan documents, and just make sure you understand what to do as a notary, and then just go out there and execute that, because that's what you got a commission to do. That's what you're being hired to do. But that's not where your focus is at. Your focus is on this other stuff. Get focused on the main thing. As Deion Sanders says, make the main thing the main thing. And in my opinion, you'll be all right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.